Hey everyone, it's your friend miziicz, and today we are going over the top 5 open world RPGs on the Xbox Game Pass. Whenever I buy a game, I try to think if the game is worth it or not. If a game gives me 1 hour of content for every dollar I spend, then for me, that game is worth it. I really enjoy single player games. I believe it's the best medium for storytelling that humans have ever invented. The only issue is that when you buy a single player game, it normally costs about $60. Most games, let alone single player games, don't give you 60 hours worth of content. Single player games are often not replayable, meaning that it's just not worth it for me. The Xbox Game Pass solves this issue. For just $10 a month, you get access to hundreds of games. Every month for the last few months, I've played the storylines of a few games on the Xbox Game Pass. I did this because it's my favorite way to enjoy stories, but also because I wanted to make this video. I'll do my best to explain the storylines in these games, and I pinky promise to not spoil anything. These are the top 5 open world RPGs on the Xbox Game Pass. Number 5, The Outer Worlds. This was the first game made by Obsidian Entertainment after joining the Xbox Game Studios. When I saw this game was on the Xbox Game Pass and that it was made by Obsidian, the company behind Fallout New Vegas and the South Park games, I knew I had to play it. The Outer Worlds was the first game I actually tried on the Xbox Game Pass. Obsidian did a great job with creating the galaxy of Halcyon. The game world is unlike any I've ever experienced. It's not just the typical apocalyptic hellscape or some generic future where everyone has access to everything. The game is set in an alternate future that diverged in 1901 when the US President William McKinley is not assassinated at the Pan American Exposition. As a result, Theodore Roosevelt never succeeded him, and large business trusts were never broken up, leading to a hyper-corporate, class-centric society dominated by the power of mega-corporations, which by the distant future have begun to colonize space and terraforming alien planets to varying results. Earth residents are encouraged to undertake efforts to colonize these systems. The only thing I didn't really like about this game was the story progression. There was a point near the end of the game when I was forced to either fight the biggest faction in the game or massacre an entire town where one of my favorite characters grew up. Keep in mind that this was an ultimatum that was given to me in the headquarters of the biggest faction. I thought that I would have just been killed by an army of guards and forced to reload a save. It felt like I wasn't given a choice, and that was literally a dialogue option. That was the one noticeable setback for a good game. Not a great game, but a good game. I felt like I've experienced enough of the game, and a second playthrough isn't necessary. I have a playthrough of the Outer Worlds on my personal channel if you want to watch that. Number 4, Fable II. The game begins in the city of Bowerstone, where the protagonist, a young child and a sparrow, lives in poverty with his older sister Rose and dreams about living in Castle Fairfax, the home of Lord Lucian. Their fantasies are cut short when they hear a commotion at the market. A man known as Mystical Murgo is selling magical wares and a magic box that grants a wish. Convinced by an old woman named Teresa, Sparrow and Rose decide to collect 5 coins required for the box by completing jobs. During this time, they save a dog, which later takes up residence with them. When they finally collect the money needed, they buy the box and wish to live in Castle Fairfax. However, the box disappears in a flash of light, seemingly failed to have worked. In the middle of the night, they are awakened by a guard, who escorts them to Castle Fairfax on Lucian's order. Overjoyed at their wish coming true, the two follow eagerly. After meeting Lucian and telling him of the box, he asks them to step into a circle on the floor, which emits a blue light but turns red. To Lucian's anger, upon his touch, proclaiming that they are not any of the 3 heroes he is seeking, and one of them is a 4th hero. He kills Rose, wounds Sparrow, who falls out of the window. Upon waking up, Sparrow learns that he survived the fall due to his heroic line, and was rescued by Teresa and the dog. This is where you must start the quest to avenge your sister and make Lord Lucian pay. Number 3, Fallout New Vegas. The protagonist is a courier working for the Mojave Express. The game begins as the courier is ambushed by a mobster named Benny en route to New Vegas to deliver a mysterious item known as the Platinum Chip. Benny shoots the courier and leaves them for dead, taking the Platinum Chip for himself. But the courier is rescued by a Securitron named Victor and brought back to good health by Doc Mitchell in Good Springs. The courier embarks on a journey across the Mojave Wasteland to locate and confront Benny and get the Platinum Chip. The game proceeds according to the courier's decision and involves many different events, factions, and characters. The main storyline follows the courier's pursuit of Benny to both settle the score and retrieve the Platinum Chip. Along the way, the courier encounters many groups of people with various problems they can either choose to assist, ignore, or sabotage, resulting in positive or negative karma. Eventually, after finding Benny and the chip, the courier finds himself in the middle of a conflict between three major factions: Caesar's Legion, a group of Romanesque slavers, the New California Republic, an expansionist Democratic Federation, and Mr. House, who became the de facto ruler of New Vegas, in command of an army of Securitron robots that patrol the city of New Vegas. Each of the three sides aims to control the Hoover Dam, which is still operational and supplying the Southwest with power and clean, non-irradiated water. Thus, control of the dam means effective control of the region. Number 2. Red Dead Redemption 2. Set in a fictional recreation of the American Old West in 1899, Red Dead Redemption 2 focuses on the life of Arthur Morgan and his position in the notorious Vanderlyn gang. The game follows the gang's decline as they are pursued by lawmen, fellow gangs, and the Pinkerton Agency. The narrative revolves around the characters Dutch Vanderlyn, John Marston, and Michael Bell, in addition to Morgan. Red Dead Redemption 2 is set in an open world consisting of 5 American regions, which the player can explore as they proceed with the story and can be played through both third and first-person point of view. As Arthur Morgan, players can interact with the game world in several ways, including story missions, side quests, challenges, randomized events, and hunting. An honor system returning from the previous game changes according to the player's actions towards non-player characters. Number 1. Witcher 3. The game is set in the continent, a fantasy world surrounded by parallel dimensions and extra-dimensional worlds. Humans, elves, dwarves, monsters, and other creatures coexist on the continent, but non-humans are often persecuted for the differences. The main character of The Witcher is Geralt of Riviera, a monster hunter trained since childhood in combat, tracking, alchemy, and magic, and made stronger, faster, and resilient to toxins made by mutants. Geralt rejoins his long-lost lover Yennefer in the town of White Orchard. Yennefer tells him that the Emperor has summoned him to the city of Vesemia. The Emperor tasked Geralt with finding Ciri, who has recently since been seen in several places. Ciri is the daughter of the Emperor and the last heir to the ancient Elvish bloodline with the power to mutate space and time. Thank you for making it to the end of the video, it really helps out. What would help even more is if you subscribed. If you really enjoyed the video, please leave a like. This has been your friend miziicz, and I hope you have a good day.